welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Oh, man.
Agreed?
Yes, agreed. Rodrigo, what have you done? What have we done?
What has done?
Yes, what has been done?
What doth life?
Yes. Let's see what happens now from our last episode. Please carry on.
So last time
on Critical Hit.
On Critical Hit.
What did happen last time on Critical Hit?
We decided to go
out of the
visit.
sky.
Some big dumb dwarfs showed up and broke the ship and created one of those little portal gun things, and the cake is a lie, and now we're all falling to our inevitable doom into the, I believe it was called the Cavern of the Infinite Sadness. No, that's a Nick Cave album. I actually can't remember the name of the island. I'm sorry.
What is the name of the island?
Is the 1,000-hectare armory.
Yeah.
That is correct. You guys have fallen through a faulty portal and are now heading towards the hard, unforgiving ground along with your ship, some dwarf golems, and of course your erstwhile crew.
That's why we can have nice things.
Yep.
Well, we just wreck them.
Yeah, so let's have a skills challenge.
No.
Ha!
Knew it was coming.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The goal of the challenge is to try to, I guess, first up, not die. And secondly, try to save as much ship and crew as possible.
Oh, no.
So let's, why don't you guys go ahead and roll initiative? Orem.
38.
Okay. Randus.
20.
Sakar.
25.
That's good.
Little Sparkle.
31.
And Ket.
And that one.
Okay.
13.
We'll call it a 13.
And
You can't botch initiative.
What are you talking about?
Dang it.
I always botch initiative.
Oh, Ket.
Yep. You are in free fall. I will say that now that you see a lot of the topography of the island, you recognize that there's some hillier and like sort of valley areas which do account for like some larger buildings. You just couldn't see them very well from the coast. But you are basically your ship, which is not a flying type ship, is now in a nosedive. So we will start out with Orem. What do you do?
Oh, man. Are there any spires or anything sticking up from these buildings?
Sure.
All right. I would like to reach into my handy haversack, whip out a rope, and see if I can't fling a line out to one of those tall spires.
Cool.
To see if I can't tie on and maybe swing off, grab Barrett with me, that kind of stuff.
Sure. Give me an athletics check.
An athletics. Oh, no. Okay. Well,
Errol Flinning it.
yeah.
Remember, you can double roll them.
I know. I rolled a 15.
Okay.
15
That
total?
is
Oh, boy.
that is a failure.
That is a failure.
You got any rerolls in your pocket?
I already used my
Action.
my action point in the
What?
in the big battle.
Skill did you use?
He said
Athletics.
athletics. I wanted to use acrobatics.
Oh.
But that's all right.
Okay, that's a failure.
It
So,
is.
since this is a failure on the board, please make a choice between Sparkle Tones, crew, or ship.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go with crew.
Okay.
Whoa. What price an NPC?
All right. That's going to take us to Little Sparkle.
I am going to, as we're in a nosedive, try to make my way towards the engine room and see if we can maybe get this thing to solenoid us out of here before we crash into the mountains.
Okay. I'll allow it. Give me an Arcana check.
No, I don't want that. Sorry. I was just trying to get there. Okay, never mind. I do not want an Arcana check. Can I try to make a diplomacy check to basically start coordinating the crew to like let them know what's going on and get them to all hold on to something?
Sure.
Hold on and spread out and so.
Yeah. Yeah, basically start making like, those evasive maneuvers.
Yeah.
Checks. All right, cool. I'll do that. 42 diplomacy.
42 is a success.
All right, cool.
So the crew snaps to, mostly snapping onto
To
things.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which takes us to Sikar.
Throw me to the engine room.
Seriously? Because I can.
Basically.
Yes.
I'm going to throw Randus at the engine room.
Okay. There's definitely a dwarf fist indentation that you can just like basically dunk Randus into.
All right. I'm going
if you'd like
do
to
that.
if you'd like to roll athletics.
Athletics, you say? Why, that's a good idea. Hang on a second. How about a 39?
39 is a success.
Yeah, it's amazing. So,
Yep.
still on fire, mind you. Leaping from tree to tree.
Yeah, so you basically grab Randus, probably by his backpack, jump up, and just slam him through the remaining floorboards, using your mighty athletics to both push him through and also not kill him.
Right.
So you aim him really well.
Also, since it's a really good roll, I should be able to pull off superhero landing.
I think that's part of the issue is you jumped up in a falling ship, so you're actually not landing.
Superhero floating.
Yep.
Even better.
That's going to take us to Randus.
Okay. So I plummet through the hole and grab onto the solenoid. Ah! And there I'm going to just start trying to burst as much as I can. The portal is just trying to make disturbances in the air to buffer us and try to slow our descent enough where maybe I can try to get something more stable open.
Okay. I'll call that an Arcana check.
All right. 39. Hey,
39
that's the
will
same
do
that
it.
Matthew did.
Yep. You guys kind of basically Randus gears up a bunch of little in-between portals between you and the ground.
Mhm.
And every time you go through them, it kind of like disturbs the matter going through so that it's kind of like stops you for a split second before you resume free fall. It's very, very disturbing. Ket.
I'm not sure what I can actually do in this situation.
Summon your bird again to catch people. Oh, kind of can't, though.
Diplomatize
Yeah.
again, or
That's what I was going to try. Yeah, I'll go with diplomacy. Trying to actually, can I go with insight? Trying to figure out who's panicking the most. Figure out which people need to be going where.
Sure.
Cool.
Probably the guy going, "Wah!"
Oh, so Orem.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a 39.
39 is a success. Yep, it's definitely the person panicking the most is Orem, who has basically is like spinning. He's holding onto a rope and he's spinning around the crow's nest as you fall.
All right.
And then it's to Orem.
All right.
But
well,
yeah, also Ket has a good assessment of the situation.
I'm going to attempt to use this flailing to my advantage by firing off my thunder wave off to the sides of the ship to see if I can use that to kind of create some leveling off of the ship as it continues to fall down and maybe slow some of the descent as well.
Using Arcana?
Yep.
Sounds good.
45, nat 20.
Nice.
Can
a
that
nat
count
20.
as can that as
Yeah.
count as two victories?
No.
Dang
Let's
it.
try, though.
There are magic items that allow that sort of thing to count as 2 victories.
I don't know if I have any of those.
I
You
do.
don't. Yeah, Ket does.
But that requires us actually hitting 2
Milestones.
if you've reached at least 1 milestone today.
So not yet. After this.
After this.
Yeah, it's always after this.
We're gonna crash, and then there's just like, or just puff of confetti comes up, poof.
Little sparkle.
Can I basically make like some kind of like a thievery check to start assessing things in the ship that I can take apart to help provide cushioning or patterning or restraints for people so that they don't die?
You can try to do that. You don't have to roll to assess it. You guys are like 2 rolls away from either end, so probably the time for assessing is past.
Yeah, sorry. So can I just do that with a thievery check then?
Just start dismantling.
Yeah, dismantling things to make our landing a little bit softer.
Yep, I'll allow it.
That's a 35.
35 will not make it.
Darn.
I will action point to roll again
Okay.
Lighten the load.
into a 42.
Nice.
A
There you
42
go.
will make it.
Oh, good.
So, Little Sparkle runs up to the front of the ship, basically where the ship connects to the solenoid part, and just jabs a dagger in, twists, and essentially has some of the upper machinery and some of the floorboards like spring up, basically creating a like big drag. I don't know what those are called. In planes,
Wing.
those things come up. Yeah.
The foils?
No, sure.
Foils are good.
Neat.
Yep.
Or saran wrap.
So yeah, that slows you down, kind of puts you in a spin, but at least you're falling slower through all those disturbance rings. Sakar.
So, Randus has gone through a hole in the hull. I'm still right there on the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Using the eagle eyes that come with being half vampire, 1/4 snake, and 2/3 Pomeranian, I am going to see, using my amazing perceptive skills, to see if I can see something that Warden Duthane can immediately push to save the day. Perhaps a large red button of some sort, or at least something that might be helpful to him, so that he can, do what he did a moment ago to slow down the ship in a more slow downy and or not crashing into the ground capacity.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my perception.
Okay.
I got them eagle eyes. Well, not literally. Cat has eagle eyes. 34.
34 will
That's
not
not
make
going to
it.
get there.
You got an action point?
Nope, I used it during the
Used
battle.
I
his-
think we need a 38 or 39.
All right. So
Correct.
no rerolls.
Not on this.
Okay. So
Kat, what's that thing that gives somebody a reroll?
It's only for social checks, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Perception is social.
So
No.
Matthew,
Yes.
make a choice between sparkle tones and ship.
Sparkle tones.
Okay. And that is going to take us to Randus, who can decide what it is that Sakar spotted, but couldn't quite get to it. It doesn't have to be tied to it. I'm just saying, if you'd like to incorporate it, you can.
Well, I was thinking that there's basically with all these bursts I sent out, things have kind of blown out and shorted out, and basically I need to complete an arc to the solenoid, and so I kind of do it just by jamming my middle forearm between the 2 points.
Nice.
Stuff your hand in it till it breaks.
You've got the thing that you automatically succeed on an endurance check, right?
I do,
You got
Yeah.
the touch.
and so I have
Sweet.
to complete that circuit, causing all sorts of energies to arc through me, and I have to endure that.
Okay.
Goodness.
I'll allow it.
Okay. All right. And activate a belt of endurance to treat the check as though I rolled a natural 20 as a daily
All right.
magic item.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo!
Now, do you get something for using a magic item?
During combats, we get temporary
Okay.
hit points.
I wasn't sure if that would
We're
apply.
about to
I
crash.
think that's only my allies and not me.
We're about to crash. We all need temporary hit points.
Right,
All right.
yes.
He's not wrong.
All right. So, yep, Randus jams his fist into the solenoid, completes the circuit, and basically creates one momentarily perfect ring, which you guys fall into and shoot out of. And now, instead of like a hard downward thing, the ring kind of shoots you basically completely
Horizontally.
forward. Yeah, horizontally. You still have a ton of momentum to you, but you're not going to crash nose first.
That's something.
That is something, and that'll take us to Ket for the win or lose.
Oh boy.
Yay! And I already used my good one.
It's not me for once.
I'm assuming, diplomacy, everybody hold on to something's not going to cut it.
Probably not.
Okay.
Can you?
I'm going to use...
There's no actual cells, is there?
No.
I'm going to use...
No,
Speak
these
with
ships are
Spirits,
very poorly made to fly.
to... I'm going to use Speak with Spirits. So it's going to be a +2 to my next skill check.
Mhm.
And I'm going to use Nature, summoning Shadow back to get Orem back on deck, since he's in the worst possible position right now.
Sure.
And let everybody brace for the crash, basically.
I'll allow it.
All right. Save the squishy. Oh, boy.
You can do it. You can do it.
No.
I cannot.
Action point.
Action
I
point.
spent my action point.
During the combat. Oh.
Wait. That's a social skill.
No, it's not.
No,
It's
it's
nature.
not. It was nature.
Yeah, nature is social where I come from, Mr. Man.
You use
Fair.
nature to diplomatize the horses.
Oh, that's a 33, which is clearly a failure.
Ugh.
Yep, that is a failure on that skill challenge. Okay,
Crud.
so you guys crash really badly.
Ugh.
And
Do the dwarves at least die horribly in the carnage?
yeah, those guys were like immediately in like separate free fall. Like one of them might be hanging on to it. Like basically they would have been available to you if you wanted to use them in some way, but they're not.
I was going to
they're
try and
really not
intimidate them to get under the ship and catch it,
Mm, 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 mm.
but I didn't think
Well,
that would work.
It's too late now.
I know.
So everybody take 82 damage.
Ooh,
Okay.
God.
Ow!
I can move you back to the fight if you don't remember where your hit points were at.
No,
Oh,
I
God,
do.
I'm still alive.
I'm
82
still
damage.
alive.
82.
Barely.
I'm at 4.
Let's see.
I'm at 5.
Oh, good. I'm all right.
I might be it.
20 life.
17 left.
There's a lot of 10s in that roll.
Yeah.
Way too many.
I feel like I was gonna do like I need this to be a ton of damage, so maybe I'll do 12 d10s. But then I was like, anytime I roll damage like this, I just roll
It's
massive
really out of
amounts.
control.
Yeah, it just
You guys-
just max.
You guys,
city.
I'm bloodied. My 2 points. Sorry.
Oh, gosh.
That's too many 10s. I'm mad at you.
4 of
Okay,
them. 5
so-
of them.
No one actually dropped to below 0, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
I'm below 90. That's got a 0 in it, right?
Shut up.
So you guys crash into a hillside that is like just completely full of habitations type things. Like it's
Oof.
just like buildings and houses and temples and stuff like that, and you guys just like smash right into it. Everybody flies in every direction, and definitely you all at least briefly black out. We will pick up with Ket.
Ow.
Yep.
I'm assuming I'm in a pile of debris.
Yep.
Can I see anybody?
Not right away.
Can I stand up?
Yep. You can. You actually kind of lucked out in that the impact collapsed the pillar which you landed under, and then a bunch of debris just kind of landed on the kind of cocked pillar. So you only took like a bunch of rocks to the noggin, which is not,
Not
not
great.
any different. Not any different from what usually happens to you in combat. So
Guy? At your life. Shadow?
no response. But
I crushed in the debris. Cool.
yeah, probably.
That's okay. Anybody out here? Anybody alive?
We'll say Sakar hears somebody shouting.
Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, sounds like Ket.
Am I able to stand?
Yep.
I'm here.
All right.
Stand up. Probably not on fire anymore. Well, I might be on fire. It wasn't the fire that I intended to be on.
It's not your fire this time.
It's hard to say.
You are in fact not on fire.
That's good.
Sakar is like in the next room over, which now is like has a bit of a sitcom setup in that one of the walls is just gone entirely. So you guys can actually see outside of the building.
No fourth wall. That's a bummer.
It's a car.
Yes.
Is anybody over there?
Do I see anyone?
You see some blue cloth sticking out from under a rock.
I'm going to presume that it's a person and try and remove the rock from it.
Yeah, it's Orem.
Ugh.
Is he dead?
I'm not dead. Push up, stand up, dust myself off. Look around to see if I can see immediately any other people, bodies, whatever.
Not immediately.
Okay, start moving towards the sound of the screaming person. Picking through stuff and again looking for any survivors.
Okay. You spot one of those dwarves.
One of the things that attacked us?
Yeah, one of the big metal dwarves.
Does it look like it's alive?
Nope, it looks like it's too busted up.
Okay.
But you hear some like clanging under it.
Oh, okay. Try to dig out some of the rubble, maybe use some levitation power or something to move it out of the way so that I can see or get at whatever's underneath.
Yeah, you can see once you start digging underneath, you can see some feathers under there.
Oh, I pull out little Sparkle. You okay?
No.
Come on,
we're
come
not
on.
gonna win any friends here, are we?
Probably not, but I mean, they did kind of attack us first, so come on, let's see if we can find everyone else and see who's alive and who didn't make it.
Yeah.
Randus? Does anyone know where Randus was last seen?
He was
Randus
in,
was inside the ship.
in the
He was
engine
in
room.
the ship, so that's not great.
Oh boy. So we need to try to start digging through any rubble to try to find where
is
Randus
any of
may
the
have been.
ship still intact?
Yeah, if you go back to the open room, you can actually see where the majority of the ship landed. It's like down from where you guys are.
Ah, okay.
A few stories, and some of it is intact. So you can be like, oh yeah, most of the ship is there. Probably the engine room is still attached to that.
Okay.
Does it look climbable?
Yeah, you guys can climb down.
Hey, look, I have a rope.
Call for Barrett and Otto and some of the other crew
Yeah,
members.
start calling out names.
Mhm. Start trying to move rubble around.
Do we see any
So-
dwarves? Are there any people coming out of buildings?
There are no people coming out.
Sakar is going to climb down and try and find Randus.
Yeah, we're all
Okay.
climbing down.
As you guys move towards the ship, you spot Barrett. Like you see her, like her hand and her foot sticking out from under some rubble.
Oh boy. Start digging that out.
Okay.
Barrett?
She is dead.
Oh, no. Well, let's see. Hold on.
What?
I have a raise dead spell.
You do?
I
Is
do.
that
I believe I do.
Power
That's
or
a ritual.
That's a ritual. Yeah.
You don't have to prepare that.
Oh, okay. Yep, I do have raise dead.
How much does that cost?
Heal, no check. 500 gold pieces. I immediately reach into
Really? That's
my handy
it?
haversack
Holy cow.
and start.
wonderful.
It takes 8 hours, though.
Oh.
So
Take your
Well, we
time.
might want to save that for later then.
okay. Well, pick her up, Sakar.
Well, let's since we're here, let's read up on Raised Dead.
To perform the raised dead ritual, you must have part of the corpse of a creature that died no more than 30 days ago. You apply mystic salves, then pray to the gods to restore the dead creature's life. The subject returns to life as if he or she has taken an extended rest. The subject is freed of any temporary conditions suffered at death, but permanent conditions remain. The subject returns with a death penalty, -1 to all attack rolls, skills checks, saving throws, and ability checks. The death penalty fades after the subject reaches 3 milestones. You can't restore life to a creature that has been petrified or to a creature that died of old age. The subject's soul must be free and willing to return to life. Some magical effects trap the soul and thus prevent Raised Dead from working, and the gods can intervene to prevent the soul from journeying back to the realm of the living. In all cases, death is less inclined to return Paragon and Epic Heroes. The component cost is 5,000 gold pieces for Paragon tier characters and 50,000 gold pieces for Epic tier characters.
Ooh.
The end.
Do we know what she would be?
You should assume that named NPCs at this stage are epic tier characters.
Oh, okay.
Woof.
Well, we don't have 50,000 gold, but we have 30 days to resurrect her.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking.
Oh, let's see if we can find the rest of our crew, though.
Okay, you guys head towards the ship, and you do find the rest of the crew.
Are they all dead?
Oh yeah.
Even Otto.
Ugh.
Yep. As you get closer to the ship, you spot Otto, who is also dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That was on me. That was on me.
Pistonella wasn't on board, was she?
No, she's back at
Okay.
the island.
No, the only reason anybody other than Otto was on board was because we asked Barrett to come with us.
We suck.
And then once you
Yep.
get inside, you find Randa still attached to the ship, or to the solenoid.
Is he
Hey,
conscious?
Randus, can you detach yourself, or have you become fused?
Well, that's a
I detach him carefully.
Yep. Definitely some pieces of solenoid come with him, but he's detachable.
Detachable Randus.
Where's the perfect star at? Or whatever the power source is of this thing.
The solenoid is there. It's
Okay.
kind of busted up.
Probably need to
Well-
secure that.
Yeah.
This is a disaster.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think
We do need to secure that, but we also need to secure the crew and their remains, and we need to find some way to get a message back.
Well, getting a message back is not going to be a big deal, but we do need to find out what's going on.
Agreed. But
I mean, there's nobody coming to the ship. This place, I mean,
Seems to
Seems
be
deserted.
abandoned except for the automated defenses,
yeah.
which is probably a good thing because otherwise this crash would have killed a lot of people.
Exactly.
a lot more people.
This is not the first time that I've been involved in something like this, so believe me, I understand the seriousness of our situation.
Is any of the ship still classifiable as an interior at this point.
Yep, where you got like the engine room is still
All right.
got like a good 3.5 walls on it.
All right. I would like to start the process of gathering the bodies of the people that we've lost and trying to get them secured inside something.
Okay.
In case of scavengers or additional attacks, if for no other reason than respect.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Sakar will start doing that, actually.
Okay. It's going to take you a little while.
I figured it'll take us a little while to figure out where we're going to go and what, if anything, we're going to do. So,
I mean, how close are we to buildings that look like they were habitable?
Pretty close. I mean, there's like a streak of destruction, but other than that, other than a couple of buildings that caught a chunk of rubble or a chunk of ship, like you cross the street and the buildings look fine.
I'm going to scout, see if I can figure out if this place just didn't wake up for some reason.
Okay. Do you want me to contact Sarsa?
Yes,
Can
please.
I find this?
Yeah.
Didn't we have a scrying pool here in the ship?
If that's...
If we
That's
can find
probably not intact.
Well,
It is.
We're gonna...
it's worth a try.
It is in fact not intact.
Okay. All right. Then I will contact Sarsa and let her know to dispatch ships immediately, but to be aware of the guard defenses that are up.
Do we have any idea how far we are at conventional ship speed from Rutile?
You do not.
Yeah.
All right. Let me find...
How many total crew members were there?
There were 10 on the ship plus the captain.
Plus Barrett, so 12.
Yeah, so 12 total.
Okay, so
How wounded are we?
well, we got 17 hit points left.
Extremely.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm guessing that when Little Sparkle goes off to scout, the rest of you see that she has like a chunk of metal sticking out of her back, and she's so injured that she doesn't realize it.
She doesn't know she's hurt.
Yeah.
We should patch ourselves up before we actually
Agreed.
I am not fine.
You are not fine.
Oh. I'm going to sit down.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the iron resurgence thing that I do to see if we can get her to. I hand her my smaller sword and tell her to bite down on it.
What does Iron Resurgence do for me?
Do you have healing surges?
Yes.
You have them left?
Yes.
You can spend 1 or 2 healing surges. You would lose 1. You can spend 1 or 2, and you would gain temporary hit points on top of that, equal to half your healing surge value.
That's not going to be necessary. We can just spend.
Yeah, we can just sleep it off.
Exactly. Yeah, that's an in combat action.
Yeah, just get the piece of metal out of your back then.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. As carefully as possible.
Yeah. You're trained in heal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of the few things that Sakar actually does that isn't smash, smash, smash. There's also the thing with the eyebrow, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I will spend 3 healing surges.
That's a lot of healing surges.
I mean, I'm at 5 hit points.
Yeah. Yep, you guys are. I mean, there's nothing else going on, so you guys are definitely able to take a short rest and spend some healing surges, recover your encounter powers.
Yep. I have to use 2 surges.
I have to use 4 surges, and I'm fully healed. I only have 3 surges left.
Do we have any healing potions? I know we have potions of poison resistance.
Basically, the healing potions, you spend a healing surge to use them, so...
Okay, so it'd be the same thing.
Yeah.
They just basically
Stupid rules.
give you a channel with which you can spend healing surges, usually at a reduced
It's a
capability.
MacGuffin.
Here's a message to Sarsa. Island's defenses destroyed ship. Crew dead. Island looks abandoned. Send to ships immediately. Keep a safe distance from island. Do not dock.
Okay.
Is that all right for everybody?
Sounds legit.
We are not doing great.
It has been less than successful.
Hashtag sending. Hashtag critical hit.
So
3 searches.
with this much damage, I can probably find something that I can use to shroud bodies effectively, yes?
I'm sure there's blankets around.
Possibly.
Sure.
Okay.
Once I'm patched up, I will go scout.
I'll go with you when you do.
Looking over the wreckage, I assume there's like just absolutely no feasible way to get this thing ship shape and back on the sea.
There might be, but it'll take a very long time.
It's not a quick flight of the Phoenix situation, is what you're saying.
Well,
Right.
flight might be the way that we're getting off this island.
What about detaching the solenoid and taking that with us?
Well, is the buoy...
Definitely.
Can we find the buoy? Is it totally destroyed?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Probably.
I don't know. I'm asking the
Was in
GM.
the hold. Can we check and see?
The buoy is damaged, but it's not destroyed.
Okay. So there's two things that have to happen. We either get off this island in the buoy, or we find a way to fly, but we're going to have to deactivate those perimeter things, or else we're not getting off this island.
Yeah, I think we need to do some exploring, see what's going on here.
Yes.
That'll give us a better idea
And we
of
need to
how
see if Uladron is alive or not.
Okay.
Yes.
Orem gets a sending from Sarza.
Oh, okay, I'm getting a message. Sarsa says, acknowledged. We'll get Pistonella there, see if you can find a way to turn off defenses, maybe up to 4 weeks, which is going to be end of times, right?
We don't know.
We'll see.
Just means time is going to be wonky.
Yeah. All right, well, as soon as everyone is rested, we need to start exploring the island. And we need to find out what's going on, and we need to turn off these defenses or find the gods that are here, or the god that is here. Meanwhile, are we okay to stay in here, or do I need to create us a shelter? Or are we just going to?
Do we need to?
Or are we just going to kick down the door?
Do we need to rest, or?
How much? I mean, the real question is: do we need to create a shelter? If we've taken the short rest, we're essentially patched up.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be okay for at least a little bit.
Okay. Well, then let's look around where we're at and start moving towards maybe a central building, a central large structure that may be where we might find Ulridon.
Okay.
I mean, what do we see when we're looking out at this town or this city?
You see a lot of primarily squat stone buildings with some runes carved into them, wide arches and things like that. There are some taller buildings on this side of the island. You're kind of in the whole island is kind of sunk in from the coast. So basically, once you get a little bit farther in, it's kind of a steep drop. So you guys are significantly below sea level here.
Okay.
So you do see some hills that have houses built into them. You also see, again, a few taller buildings, and there does seem to be it's not the tallest building by far, but there seems to be kind of a central dome-like structure, like deeper into the island.
I think the dome is where we're moving towards. It looks to be the largest thing, or at least it looks to be centralized.
All right.
Reasonable. We can try to visit a few places on our way to see if we can gather some information before we get there.
Right. Be on guard.
Do we see any beings, any people, any, what do you call them? Bipedals
inhabitants?
or tripedals? Yeah,
inhabitants?
folks.
Citizens of this island?
You do not.
All right, that's really weird.
No locals.
It's creepy.
There's no way to protect this part of the ship from scavengers, protect the bodies, anything like that, right?
Well, there doesn't seem to be any sort of scavengers, so...
That we know of.
Sure.
The indication was that there was still at least some sort of, enclosure in the engine room. So theoretically, I think we can close it safely.
Yeah.
That was the implication, at least, that the universe which hates me gave us.
Yep. There is, but, if anybody who wants to get in there can figure out a way to get in there.
And I can put up
you
an
guys
alarm
you guys
ritual.
don't have a good way of preventing anybody from interacting with 12 bodies except by burying them.
How big is the solenoid, and can we take it with us? Because I don't think that is something we should leave here.
It's pretty big, so it's probably about 6. Like the actual object itself is probably about 6 feet long, and it's probably like if you think of it as mostly as a cylinder is like 6 feet long and maybe like 4 feet in diameter.
Okay, so no way for Randus to miniaturize this.
No.
All right. Well, I guess we'll.
Would it fit in a haversack?
No, it's too big.
No.
So we could either have someone try to stay back with the ship, or just hope for the best.
Or we could make like a rickshaw and
carry it.
I'll say this about the solenoid: it is pretty busted up.
Yeah.
Like at this stage,
they'd have a hard time retro-engineering.
Even knowing it was magical super tech.
Yep. Even if they knew exactly what it was, they would probably not be able to piece it back together. In fact, Randus can certainly attest to this. Even having it completely intact would be very difficult to reverse engineer.
Okay.
But isn't
because it's basically inspired magic.
Right, but I thought, wasn't there a power source inside of it?
Yeah, but that's integrated into it.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, he can't take it out and take that part with us, because that seems to be the part that is the most powerful and the most important.
Yeah, but it's fused.
Okay.
I think we may just have to hope for the best. I'm not comfortable with splitting.
Yeah, not right now.
That's fair. We are on hostile, unknown terrain.
We've already been badly wounded.
Okay. All right, then. Yeah, if there's not a way to remove the power source from the solenoid, I mean, that is the one thing that makes all of this possible.
Yeah, well, it's broken right now, and unless we figure out what we're going to do to get it off this place without our rescue being smashed, then it's useless.
Yes. All right, well, gather your stuff, and then let's move out.
Okay.
All right, well, I guess we're going to head out to that big domed building, Rodrigo, and for our listeners, I think that's where we are going to end it this week. Oh, this is the part where the slow, sad music picks up, and our heroes take one long last look around them and look at all the bodies, look at each other and nod, and then slowly start walking off to that big building. And we'll just have to see what happens next week on Critical Hit. Until then, podcast@majorspoilers.com. And here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2018 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.